So yesterday was day 125 of protests in the city of Elizabeth City, North Carolina, in the county of Pasquotank County, North Carolina, over the police execution of Andrew Brown Jr. on April 21st, 2021, shot in the back of the head while he was unarmed by 7 sheriff deputies of the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Department. We have been protesting for 125 days straight, 0 breaks. There has been 0 days missing from the 125 days straight of demonstrations. And yesterday we marched all throughout downtown Elizabeth City, screaming for justice once again. Again, it's been 125 days, folks. This is a daily aspect of life in Elizabeth City. If you are driving through Elizabeth City, you are going to encounter protesters. You're going to encounter people that are demanding change. They're demanding accountability. They're demanding that if you shoot someone in the back of the head, that you at least go to trial. If I shot a sheriff deputy in the back of the head, I would be locked up in jail for life. So how come they can shoot someone else in the back of the head and that's just perfectly acceptable? The answer is it's not acceptable for anyone to murder another human being. That is not how the world works. We live in a society, folks, and we got to start really acting like that. So it has been 125 days since, well, 126 now as of this morning, but it's been 125 days of demonstrations since Andrew Brown Jr. was shot in the back of the head by 7 cowardly sheriff deputies. I would like to remind everyone that stray bullets from these sheriff deputies, because they're so garbage at their jobs, stray bullets entered their own cars. That's right, they shot themselves. And stray bullets went into a neighbor's house, going through several walls and only being stopped by a metallic crock pot in the kitchen. This is the world that you live in when you live in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. At any point, you can just be waking up, getting yourself a cup of coffee, and bullets will just come storming through your walls, and there's no accountability. I would like to remind everyone of the case of Breonna Taylor in Kentucky, right? The only charge that was given was because an officer missed. They failed to kill Breonna Taylor. They were charged because they did not kill Breonna Taylor. The officers that shot and killed Breonna Taylor, mission accomplished. You did it, Jack. But the one who missed got charged. And what did they get charged with? Wanton endangerment, because the bullet that they missed, the kill shot for, they missed, and it went into a neighboring apartment building, right? So why isn't that being used in this case here, right? When you miss the shot and you almost kill another random person, it's all good. Good job. When you miss the shot and almost kill another sheriff deputy, hell yes, great job. This is the world you live in when you live in Elizabeth City, North Carolina. And it's unacceptable. This behavior cannot be tolerated. And Elizabeth City residents for the last 125 days have been standing up saying that this is not tolerable. We cannot tolerate this kind of behavior in our city, in our town, in our small little pocket of northeastern North Carolina. It is unacceptable. It cannot and will not be accepted under any circumstance, right? Because if you allow human beings to go ahead and shoot other human beings for fun, for sport, like they're Teddy Roosevelt hunting for elephants in the 19 whatever the fucks. When was he? I don't remember. Don't get me started on Teddy Roosevelt. But 18 whatever the fucks. You know, this isn't how the world works. You don't just get to become a cop and then let's go out and kill some black people. That's not how the world works. But that's how it works in Pasquotank County Sheriff Department. Tommy Wooten, that's his world. He allows that to take place. How come he hasn't arrested Robert Morgan or Daniel Meese or Aaron Llewellyn? How come they are still not only employed, but how come they haven't been arrested? How come they haven't had other sheriff deputies march to their door in the back of a pickup truck with long guns ready to shoot their neighbors? Why? Because they get a free pass. They can murder whoever they want for fun, for sport and get away with it, because we do not live in a society of rules. We live in a society of controlled chaos, and those controlling the chaos are the ones in charge. The cops, the police, the politicians, the district attorneys. They're all working together and they're hunting us for sport. Why do you think there is a war on drugs? A Controlled Substances Act? Huh? You're telling me that someone, a human grown adult, is for whatever reason incapable of making their own decisions? They can't smoke weed? What? They can't snort cocaine if they want to? What? I can't consume a pill of something that I wasn't prescribed? Why not? I'm an adult human being. But of course, they don't care about your rights. They don't care about your abilities and your rights as a human being to control your own consciousness. All they care about is hunting you for sport. And sometimes that means enslaving you in prison for no reason. Oh, you smoked weed. I've been in courtrooms, right? When I had my court date, I was sitting in there. They sentence people to upwards of years in jail for having less than an ounce of marijuana. Like 5 grams of weed. But it's the 3rd time you got caught with 5 grams of weed. 5 years in prison. In prison for weed. What? It's a joke. The world we live in is a joke. Those in power treat us like ants, like dolls, like toys, for their own amusement and pleasure. And we need to start standing up for ourselves, because this shit is unacceptable. And Elizabeth City has shown 125 days, and we're not going to forget what happened here. We won't forget what happened here, because as soon as we do forget, they're going to go out there and they're going to do it again.